I fully believe that young doesn't have to end at 29 and that you can be young, look good, and feel good way into whatever age you decide. And so today I'm sharing with you my tips for how I stay young even at 43. Welcome back, my friends, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Christy, and I make content centered around realizing that no matter where we are in life, no matter our age, we are just on time to live the life of my dreams. Just gonna jump right into it. First off, make a decision about how you want your life to go. So the movie Clueless is one of my all-time favorite movies, and it came out when I was 15 years old. And I remember just being in awe that Stacey Dash was like 28, 29, playing the role of a 16-year-old. And I started really paying attention, not just to her, but other people who I looked around and I saw who seemed to just exude this youthfulness even as they continued to age. And I remember that was something that I was thinking, was that I wanted to age in a way where I continued to look and to feel young. I never wanted to be old in the way that we typically associate what being old means. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't that I don't want to age, because I am so thankful for the gift of being able to age. So many people don't get to live into their 30s and 40s and 50s and well beyond. Like, they don't get to do that. So I'm super thankful for that. And that's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is that I did not want to have a mindset that was old. I wanted to make sure that I could look the very best that I could look at whatever age that I could be, to have energy, to feel my best, and really just to age gracefully and age in the way that I believed and that I was seeing models of what could happen. I very deliberately chose early on not to accept the reality that being old or getting older or aging or what have you automatically meant letting yourself go, having health problems, being unattractive, being stubborn and stuck in your ways. And so as I get older, I actually lead with that. The other thing is that I recognize that youthfulness is actually a mindset. You've all heard the saying that we are what we eat. And while that applies to our physical bodies, it also applies to our mindsets and to our thoughts as well. And so that leads to the question, what are the thoughts and mindsets of youthfulness? First off, stay curious. We have all seen the kids that are running around, that are just exploring the world around them, because everything feels fresh and everything feels new. As we continue to get older, a lot of times things don't feel fresh and feel new anymore. And we get in the humdrum of life. And so we want to make sure that we're staying curious by being in a constant state of learning and exploring, growing, and increasing our knowledge about the world around us. Another mindset is staying excited and passionate about life. I like to make sure that I am always finding things to look forward to, whether that is things within my day or things within my week or things that are coming up a year or two or whatever from now. I like to make sure that I am finding a way to stay passionate about life. I remember when I was in, grade school, elementary, all the way to high school, and I would be so excited about the fact that once I was done with my homework, then I was done with my day and I could watch TV, I could read a book, I could do whatever it was that I wanted to do. And those are the things that I have tried to implement in my life on a continual basis. I have not always been great at that. And I have to remind myself to get out of my adult brain that says, oh, you can't rest, you can't settle down, you have all of these things to do. And actually force myself into the rest that I need, giving myself that opportunity to be excited about the day being over and shutting things down. And then another mindset that I really like to keep at the forefront is taking calculated risks. When we get older, it is so easy for us to stop taking risks because we've been jaded. We've seen things not work out. We've seen that many times life can get in the way of our dreams. And at some point I said, no, if I want to live my dream life and I want to do bigger things than where I am now, then it requires me to take calculated risk. And I think those are all youthful mindsets that oftentimes we drop as we continue to get older. So no more of that. Next, I work to manage my stress. I am very naturally an even-keeled, low stress type of person, but there's this whole other side of me that can get really easily overwhelmed and stressed out. So I am always aware that I am trying to get back to my natural tendency of being in this happy, stress-free place. Stress is not good for our bodies, it's not good for our looks. So I really try to make sure that I am keeping things as low stress as possible. I work to make sure that I do not let other people or things drain my energy and basically increase stress. I don't get mad easily. It takes a whole lot for me to get angry, for me to get upset about things. And when I do get upset, I don't stay in that place because that's just, God just didn't build me that way to be one who can hold on to grudges. So I don't do that. That's the next thing. I don't hold on to grudges. I forgive really easily and let things go. When we hold on to stuff, that builds up poison and toxins in our body. And all we're doing is a disservice to ourselves. So if you are someone who you hold onto stuff for a really long time, you can't let things go, you stay mad for a long time, or you get mad really easily, that might be something you want to check, especially if you are trying to stay young, trying to stay youthful, because that is not doing anything for your youthful glow, babe. At the same time, I'm not a people pleaser either. I really work to make sure that I have healthy boundaries around saying no to things that feel like they stress me out and making sure that I am not putting too much on my plate. Now, of course, there are seasons where we have a lot of things on our plate. That's just normal and natural, but not in a way where I am afraid to say no because of what other people will think about me. One of the best things about being in my 40s is that I really don't care, for the most part, what other people think about me. I do not let myself lose sleep over that kind of stuff. I don't interact with people that disrupt my peace. I don't stay in situations that disrupt my peace. I realize that I don't have time or energy to prove myself to other people or to be on the receiving end of a relationship that drains me. It is so important to ruthlessly uproot the energy suckers from your life. I make sure to take care of myself physically. Now, I don't have some crazy 15-step skincare routine. I basically just wash my face and I put on some moisturizer. Sometimes I will put on a face mask and I'll do the whole fun skincare thing when I am feeling it, but that's maybe once every month, maybe even once every 2 months. Most of my actual skincare routine, especially for my face, is getting up, washing my face, putting on some moisturizer, and really calling it a day, and then making sure I take all that stuff off at night. Other than that, what I actually do for my physical body, I make sure to get a lot of rest. I feel like rest is so important. Also, I'm just not one of those people who can function on less than about 7 hours of sleep. One, my body just thrives on 9 hours, which I know is a lot, but that's where I thrive. That's where I naturally wake up. But less than 7 hours of sleep, nobody wants to be around me. I am a whole hot mess of just foolishness when I don't get adequate rest. So it's just something that I prioritize. I also work out. I like to go on long walks. I lift. I want to make sure that I'm staying active. What is that saying? A body in motion stays in motion. Actually, that's a physics saying. But if we're not moving our bodies and we're not staying active, then it gets really easy to diminish the ability to move around as freely as we want to. Also, make sure I hydrate. I do not get nearly enough water as much as I would like to, but I try to make sure that all throughout the day I am getting in water. I'm prioritizing that. When I think of it, I do it. My skin is also naturally pretty dry, and so I need that hydration even more. But hydration, super important. I also eat well. That doesn't mean that I don't have fun and that I don't enjoy my life. I totally go out to eat sometimes, but I mostly try to make sure that I'm cooking at home. One, because my body feels better when I'm cooking from home. I can control what I'm eating a lot more. So a lot of green veggies, a lot of just home cooked meals that actually fuel my body. And all of this is not perfect, but I do believe that I have gotten to a place of some really good consistency with it, which is more important than perfection from your life. My next tip for staying youthful in my 40s is taking pride in myself. I like to make sure I am dressing well and that I'm keeping myself up by doing my hair, by doing my nails, just enjoying pampering myself on a regular basis, keeping up with the makeup trends and not being out of date. I don't think being in your 40s means that you have to be out of date. I was watching this video of this girl who was in her 20s and she was going on vacation and she was trying on this hat, and it was so funny to me because I knew exactly what she was thinking, and the next words that came out of her mouth was like,
this looks like something for someone in their 40s.
And I was like, absolutely not. I would not wear that to save my life. It was so ugly. That's not what 40s should be. Dressing in a way that embraces whatever age you are does not mean looking old. So, no. And my other tip for staying young is I don't just work on myself. I also work on my relationship with God. Trusting God and trusting His plan for life really keeps me in a state of peace. When I'm trusting Him, I don't have to fight for what is mine. Yes, there are things that I have to do for my life. Yes, there are decisions that I have to make and things that I have to maintain, but I don't have to fight for things and don't have to constantly be at war with myself or at war with other people when I'm trusting who I am in Him. But the only way that I know and that I understand who He is and what it is that He wants for my life is by being in a relationship with Him and cultivating that relationship on a daily basis, actually. And I do that through prayer, through devotion, through reading my Bible, even just through quiet time with Him as I'm out in nature. I told you I like to walk, so I will take these long walks and I will just get a chance to soak up the beauty of nature and everything that He's created. It's so important to me and so important for my peace and my youthfulness to stay thankful and to stay in this place of gratitude for everything that He has done for me. Yes, things could always be better, but things could be so much worse. We get a chance to choose our mindsets, and I can choose to focus on the positive things or I can choose to focus on the negative things. I choose to focus on the positive things and to be as happy and as joyful and as grateful as I can possibly be. If you've been around my channel for any amount of time, you know that I'm all about mind, body, and spirit. And I really believe that having that posture in life is showing itself and manifesting itself physically because of how I am prioritizing all of those three areas. Me and God are in constant communication, and because I've shared with Him that it's my intent and my desire to stay youthful, to stay healthy, to take care of myself and to have energy and to live a fully abundant and peaceful life that's not just about me, but that's also about uplifting and serving others. He's allowing me to be able to do that. So that's where I am. This is how I am actually staying young and aging the way that I want to. I would love for you to share any of the tips that you have below because I need all my girls and guys to be hot, young, and fly all the days of our lives. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? I'm gonna need you to jump on that. All right, my loves, I love you. And I will see you in my next. Bye for now.